Alright, let's try that again. Oh, yeah, here I am.
You can get it here, and if you don't want the guy to roll on your head like he just did mine,
you're going to do what?
you can shoot it under this way. So it's here.
Much
And
better.
then you can keep this kind of roll out, but always be keeping this control here to keep the guy from rolling. Then you can just sit it back.
He can choke me here. As you can hear my voice,
You can choke.
I'm getting choked right there. Okay? Now, here's a little counter that you might use to try to stop that nonsense. Because that's very, very effective stuff. He goes ahead and sets that. I got a feeling I'm going in this direction, so look at my leg. Okay? You see how I put that leg up? So now, what's an option here for you? You probably
I would just say come here and drive this way.
Good. That will work also.
Scoop underneath the leg and drive it in hips. Back toward the... I don't know. 45 degrees.
Yeah, so he drove and he got me in a cradle. And the point is that for every counter, there's a counter. So while I may have stopped that initial roll, he went ahead and adjusted and pretty much drove and broke me down anyways. Very important tool sometimes that you're going to need, and you're going to use it in certain places, and we'll show you a couple places where you may use it. It's called the shoulder walk. Got to get these shoulders to pull me away from certain situations. For example, let's say that Caleb has the mount, and he's gotten way under my arms. Bang. Look how high he is. This is no good, okay? One of the ways that I'm going to start to deal with this is shoulder blocking. Alright? Now I'm going to try to keep these legs out of there. So the shoulder walk, one application. If I've got Caleb in a triangle, for example, or the beginnings of a triangle, okay? Now, many times he's going to try to stack me. Yes, one of the things that I'm doing is the shoulder walk on the way out as I try to control his head. Okay? As I'm working to set it. And I'm keeping the pressure real easy there. But the idea is use the shoulder walk to get out from underneath when they're trying to stack you, or to create space when they've gotten under your armpits and they have the mount. Now, another fundamental position that can help you sometimes to create space. I use this arching to the shoulder and then swivel my hips out. Some people call it shrimping. Up I go onto the shoulder and see how my hips are swinging out, and I'm creating space away from my opponent. So imagine my opponent is on me, up, arching, shrimping. Okay? I can also use it to push into my opponent. If he's got this type of control and I can't turn into him because it's so tight and he's crushing my jaw to the mat, why? Then I'm going to arch, get on the shoulder, and push my hips into him. Boom! He'll come forward. Now I can arch and push my hips, and I'm creating space all the time through that motion. You'll see that throughout some very critical positions later on. I just want to make sure you saw